Hey guys, today let's talk about friendship. How do you create a friendship filled with empowerment? A genuine friendship where you can be yourself. You don't have to pretend. I'll start with giving a little bit of theory and then we move into some practicals, some examples. Once in a way, I will look to my right side where I have my notes. So just that you understand when I'm not looking at you. So let's start. A friendship is a relationship. And understand that when you are interacting in any relationship, when you're communicating in a relationship, understand that 93% of your communication is non-verbal. 93% is something that does not come out of your mouth. So it's not so much about what you say, but it's all about how you're saying it. It is all about your body language. So let's look at it. First thing is eye contact. There is something magical when we lock eyes. But let's be honest here, as the truth will set you free. Most of us, most of the time, how comfortable are we? How comfortable are you to look someone in the eyes? And at the same time, still be comfortable. So this is very important in any relationship. And you can become more aware of this. Observe for yourself how comfortable you are to be with your friends. When people are together and they're not talking, the person with the least amount of being will just start talking. Because we've not learned to just enjoy being together without verbal interaction. So start observing this. The next week, when you interact with people, remember this session and see how comfortable you are and start playing with it. Eye contact can be very powerful, but you gotta be present to the other party. Don't turn it into a staring contest, which is what I did in the year 2000 when I had an American girlfriend and we're having lunch in Amsterdam. And she was lovingly being with me, looking at me. But my ego kicked in and I turned it into a staring contest. For me, it was about winning. It was about proving that I was good enough. So guess how much I was enjoying? I was not. So be present. You can mirror the other person. If you see that the other person gets uncomfortable, you can turn away for a moment. So in building a powerful friendship, maybe you heard of Anthony Robbins. He is talking about mirroring. So who are the people we like? We like people who are like ourselves. Now be very mindful when you start mirroring people, and I will say some more about it in a moment, that you only do this from a commitment of contribution, from a commitment of making the other person feel comfortable. Be careful that you don't use this as a manipulation to get what you want. It will not work. So you can mirror people in eye contact. You can mirror people in their body language. You can mirror people in volume of their speaking. Some people speak very loud. They like loud people. Some people are very soft spoken. So from a place of you being committed to create a safe space, you can mirror a bit. Now, this has to be natural. If you're gonna like fully imitate the person, it will not work. So my invitation for next week is just play with this. Just take one thing in a conversation. You can mirror the breathing. It's very powerful. So a powerful friendship, you got to be present to when you're being with your friends. Proximity. How close are you with someone? There is a certain boundary people have. If you cross that boundary and you're being like really close to people, that might freak the hell out of them. Don't do that. So be present. Now let's talk a little bit on communication. Talking, listening. I want you to understand that our default mindsets, our default state of consciousness, which we call the egoic consciousness, in that state of consciousness, people are looking for energy from the outside. You know, people who talk and draw all the attention towards them and leave you feeling drained. They keep talking, mostly about themselves. So learn from this, that this doesn't work. Now you might not be able to tell them, but you can be in a way that you're setting an example. I believe that people have a strong longing to be heard, to be listened to, where listening means acceptance of the words without conditions. But not only the words, also accepting people's being, their emotional state. So if you're talking to your friends and your friend is upset, can you be with that? My mother said this to me. Someone is sad, maybe crying. First step is observe yourself. What does it do to you? Do you resonate immediately? Do you also immediately feel sad? Do you feel the immediate urge to fix that person, to make that person happy? That does not work. That is not how you build a powerful friendship. People are looking for love. Your friends is looking for love, meaning acceptance. To be seen, to be gotten, to be heard. Does how I feel matter to you? Is how I feel being accepted by you? So when my friend Sunita is with me, she is crying, I am just initially only being with her and I'm letting her talk. I don't say much. Maybe I say, and remember again, the being is 93% nonverbal communication. I can say, I hear you. But if you say, I hear you, but you are not being that, it's still limited. So how loving can you be? How loving do you dare to be? Because I say it takes courage to be loving. You're making yourself vulnerable. People could attack you. I don't mean that literally, but they could attack mentally with their thoughts. They could attack verbally. They could reject your expression of love. So that's what it is to be a leader. You gotta take that risk. So Sunita is crying. Oh, my mother said this. So I'm being present. I generate, I create a loving being. And then I can say, I hear you. I understand. You are sad. And then when people say yes, then you know that you're getting their world. The ego is obsessed only with my world. I, me, and mine. You cannot create a powerful friendship from the place of ego. So be with your friends. Listen. You can recreate short bits of what they are saying. You're angry with your mom. You're sad because your mom said this. Observe. Observe what is going on with your friends and return it to them so they feel gotten. They feel accepted. Observe your mind while you're being with your friends. Is there a lot of thought on what they are saying? Oh my god, she's very pathetic. Oh, you're upset about such a small thing. Oh, you could do this. How busy is your mind when you're being with your friends? Stop fixing everything in life and start being with life. The ego is always reactive, judgmental. This is right, this is wrong, this is good, this is bad. That's not what your friend is looking for. So I'm being with my friend Sunita, and I just let her share. And I observe, and when her anger or her sadness starts to come down, then there are a few things you could do. And you gotta be sensitive to what works. You gotta take responsibility. Sometimes if you're too fast, it doesn't work. But I like to bring in playfulness when people start to feel better. Their body language changes. You're feeling also yourself more comfortable. Then, for example, let's say Sunita has been crying. Then I will say something like, I have a question. Why is it that you cry more with your left eye than your right eye? I'm just joking around. But remember, only when someone has come out of their major emotion. If you're too early, it will not work. So the idea is that you say something where people do not have a programming for. See, this is not what people say to each other, right? Or maybe I'll say, Sunita, I like it when you're crying. Can you teach me? I'm a boy. We have not learned to cry. Please, someone teach me how to cry. Like I'm being playful. Or I might say, I like it when you're crying. Can you cry some more? Please, can you cry some more for me? And you gotta understand how this works. See, when we're crying or angry, the problem is that we don't accept our emotion. So what you do as a friend is you bring that acceptance. And because finally we are one, we are connected, your acceptance will transform your friend's non-acceptance. It's all about being present, being the observer, seeing what's going on inside myself, seeing what's going on in my friend, and then using wisdom, using an understanding of how things work in life, you can bring the communication or the listening, the being, what is required in that moment. Understand that when your friend is upset, or even when your friend is very excited, see, we gotta be truthful. Most of us, including you and me, most of the time we are in a state of egoic consciousness. What does that mean? We are identified with our thoughts and our feelings. Nothing wrong with that, but it's not a place of power. Learn to listen to your friends, whether they're sad, angry, or super excited. Listen. Don't speak, or speak very little. Let them express themselves. Let them express whatever they are identified with in terms of thoughts and feelings. I am angry. I am sad. Oh, this is really great. You're just getting it, accepting it. And if you listen, they stop speaking. Still, I want you to listen. Give it at least 10 seconds. Be with the person. Do not speak. Give them the second round. Give them a third round. Can you be generous? Do you want a great friend, or are you going to be that generous and wonderful friend, setting the example, inspiring everybody around you? And I guarantee you, and I'm speaking from experience here, I'll give you an example. What happens when you listen? It was the year 2001. I was in Hawaii and I had hired one lady, very mature person who would be my guide for the day, showing me the islands. And we were sitting on the beach and I was yapping away, identified with thoughts, which I didn't know at that time. Nobody had taught me. So I kept yapping and yapping. She only listened. Then what happened is I became present that I was yapping. I paused. That is the moment where we can get related as friends. Why do we feel so disconnected? Why do we long for that love? Because even when we're with people, when your friends are identified with their thoughts, you cannot have a relationship with them. So you as a leader, you can listen, allow them to go through the mental loops and express their emotions, and then they become present. And in that moment, you will experience something unprecedented. A beautiful connection, a genuine relationship, a relationship filled with intimacy and power. So now I want you to pick one friend in your life. I want you to put the name of your friend under this post as a comment. And we're going to work with this friend. I invite you to first share with your friends about this weekly session. If you find this valuable, if you get a sense of what I'm talking about, share with your friends that you're in this program. And then ask your friends, you would like to learn this together with me? Shall we practice this together? And then you sit together, you take turns. One person shares something, the other person is practicing to listen. After that, you can do a completion round. How was it? Was it easy? Was it difficult? How did I feel? How did you feel? See, I want you to bring this to your life. If you want to transform your community, your country, your continent, and your world, you gotta start bringing this to the people around you. So start with one friend. Create one friendship where you can always recharge yourself. You can always share your excitement, but you can also share everything that bothers you. My friendship with Sunita, there is nothing that's I'm sharing everything with her. She knows everything. And I can tell you that it is so nurturing, so empowering. And if we do this with a critical mass, then these skills you are now learning, if we practice this with a critical mass, as finally at a higher level of truth, we're all connected. All minds are connected. Consciousness is connected. As we own up these ways of communication, these ways of listening with a critical mass, then without tangible interaction, without having to teach other people, all people around the world start picking up these skills. So can you imagine a world where you're so safe, where you can share with anyone, where people have learned how to communicate, how to listen. We stop judging each other, fixing each other, advising each other. You want that world? Start practicing upcoming week. Put the name of your friend under this post as a comment. Tell us whether you're gonna call this friend. Maybe if it's a friend who is farther away, you can do this on the phone. You can do it online on WhatsApp with a WhatsApp call. Of course, if you have a friend in real life, that's the best, where you can visit this friend. But you could also pick a fellow leader in the program if you're more comfortable with that. All is well, there is no right or wrong. Just commit to bring this to your life. So put the name of your friend, when you're going to reach out to him, where is this friend, how you're going to reach out to him, through phone, WhatsApp. So then you create, see, once we share this with the group, something is at stake, right? We feel like now we have to do it. So let's take this week and cause a breakthrough in one of your friendships. I love you. I'm wishing you a wonderful weekend, and I'm so honored to work with you on building this beautiful worldwide family. See you soon. Bye-bye.